Welcome back to Metaphysical Medicine, guys. So today I have my message written down in my notes. So I'm only working from my phone right now. I do not have two phones. I don't have another camera or anything. So this is how I'm recording it. And I'm holding the camera out of the screen so that I can read my notes at the same time. I didn't write it down. So here it is. When a thing has been prepared, it needs immediate possession. When a meal has been prepared, it needs to be consumed immediately, or it will become cold and unpleasant to be consumed. Even if it is reheated, it will never have its original freshness and taste. When a building has been built, it should have immediate tenants. If not, an empty house can be exposed to squatters or the effects of the natural elements. If a squatter enters this house and lives in it before it is bought, the newness of the house is tainted. If the house sits empty through winter with no one to heat it on the inside, the house may suffer damages. If fertile soil is tilled and left unplanted for too long, the winds may blow and bring unwanted seeds to your garden. The seeds may not be bad seeds, but it wasn't what would have brought you joy. Divine timing is critical and necessary because if a thing is prepared a minute before we are ready, the thing is open to the influence of something other than us, and it won't be as satisfying or beneficial when we get to it. So this was something that just kind of came to me randomly when I was thinking about divine timing and how sometimes we have to wait for things to fall into place before we can realize our dream or manifest our desires or be where it is that we've wanted to be for however much time. And I've been having some difficulty kind of understanding divine timing. Like I know what everybody says, divine timing is, everything happening in the right moment, but I just needed to understand just a little bit more. And I'm the type of person, I'm not a why person, I'm a how person. How do things work? How does this work? How is this beneficial to me? Divine timing. Like I know that, divine timing is beneficial for us because we get things, eventually, and eventually it's not a bad thing, but usually when we say divine timing, it's just like, oh, it's gonna happen, you just have to wait. But I like to know a little bit of like the details that go into things. And so it just kind of came to me as I'm thinking about it, and it made so much sense because there are so many aspects and components that have to come into play for us to get what we want, for us to realize our dream, for us to manifest our desires. We're all waiting on something or someone else to kind of give us the go ahead. We can't do everything ourselves. Even though, we may feel like we can, or we feel like we got all the resources to do everything ourselves, we can't. We have to wait for said person to get into that position so that they can be the right person to, give us approval on something, whatever, you know what I mean. So this kind of helped me understand that divine timing is not always just about, oh, it's gonna happen eventually. Like a lot of times I feel, spiritually, a lot of times we're not just waiting, we are allowing the other components to come together so that by the time it gets to us, it'll be just right and it'll be just on time. Like I said, you know, about the meal, for example, you cook that meal immediately. You don't want just the meal. You want the meal to be hot. You want there to be enough of it. You want it to be fresh. Nobody wants reheated McDonald's fries. You want them fresh out of the grease with the fresh salt on it. That's what we want. So if we rush it, then you might get something that you didn't want. You know, you got the people in there flipping the burgers and frying the fries. You rushing them, you might get some old fries. Not to say that, you know, this is applicable to every single thing or every single situation in life. It's not. But that's just to say that you want things to be in tip-top shape. You want things to be as fresh and original as it can be. You don't want anything that anybody else has had their hands on by the time you get it. So that's the other part of understanding divine timing for me. And maybe this might help somebody else too, that is believing that, you know, knowing and believing that you do have to wait in life sometimes for your dreams or your desires to come forth, to materialize, to be realized in your physical reality. But it helps to understand that none of this stuff is coming out of thin air. Things have to be worked and, you know, flipped and examined and all of that stuff and put together. So that's why divine timing is important, because it gives us the chance to allow things to actually come together for us. So I hope y'all got some inspiration from this. I hope this encouraged somebody to be more faithful for the waiting, to be more understanding for the waiting, and to take this opportunity to prepare yourself. A lot of times we want something, we get it, we don't really know how to operate it or how to upkeep it and how to make sure that it's something that's going to last us for as long as it can last us. So that is my message for y'all today, and I will see y'all in the next video. Be well.